So all of this is for sale. Wow. This could get dangerous.
Retro Ghetto.
Wow. Wow. Okay, so I am on location at Dave's Game Room. This is a phenomenal space. And as soon as you walk in, you just get that kind of feel of, yeah, he said he was going for like a gentleman's club feel, and you definitely get that with like the varnish on the walls and the colours and everything. Normally you'd have it a bit darker than this, but we've put some extra lighting in here so I can film. Almost like an old sort of gentleman's smoking club area, right? Absolutely love the vibe. And this sets the tone early doors for this game that's just sat here. One of the rarest games on the Master System. I believe it was a Brazilian only release. Yeah, this is one of many, many treasures throughout this vast collection. So we'll start up here with PlayStation 1. It's quite high up, but I'll do my best. Just having a quick look now. I can already see some absolute standout titles, such as both the Castlevanias. Now, Dave was telling me off camera, he found this for £1. Unbelievable scenes, right? £1. So Dave's amassed a lot of this collection over the years. A lot of this he purchased as it came out. So Dave's been in the sort of like hunting and charity shop game for a long, long time. So a lot of these games are now worth a hell of a lot of money. Dave got either at the time or very cheap, sort of in the next life cycle of consoles. And yeah, if only we all had a time machine, right? But yeah, I'll try and highlight the PS1 collection for you guys first. Some awesome games. He did pull this one off the shelves for me to show you guys. So this is Heart of Darkness, and this is signed by the developer. And these are a couple of his recent additions. And then we've got, as you've seen, Mega CD. Some real nice ones in here as well. And then we've even got some sealed games here. I think he dug this one up from the desert. Sealed E.T. on the Atari. And then we've got DS. Saturn. And Wii U. I was asking Dave off camera, he said he's not going for a full Wii U set, he sort of got all the games he wanted as and when they came out. And then I think what's become Dave's favourite console is the Nintendo Switch, and as you can see, a plethora of red spines. I love to see it. You just can't beat red spines on display, in my opinion. So many on these shelves, too many to go through individually. And not only are the Switch games there, but you can see this unit behind the seating area. There's also a ton more. It's difficult to get down here with my old man knees, but yeah, loads and loads more Nintendo Switch games. Japanese releases. And once I'm down here to save my knees, I've also got some PSP. Awesome. And then we've got some PS2. I love the big box PS2 games. That's one I still need for myself. Don't think I've ever seen this one. Let's have a look at this. Ghost in the Shell. Never seen this. Awesome. So Dave actually did this whole room as a lockdown project. Dave's got a vast collection. There's a lot that isn't in this room, which I'll show you on this video. But yeah, he did this during lockdown, put this room together. There is more PS2 down here. And then down to Xbox 360. Nice. It's very tight, it's quite difficult to film, but I'll do my best to show you everything. Oh, it's the last time I'm bending down. Right, okay, so we make our way over to this side now. On top of some box consoles. We've got the N64 collection. Dave was telling me that these were pretty much all purchased as and when they came out. There was, where is it? So a lot of these are sealed, look, as you can see. This is signed by the lead developer and lead artist, I believe. Awesome. Just try and move the light out of the way. It's a bit better. So then we get to GameCube. Oh, this is nice. Wow, that's not one you see every day, is it? I think this was a HMV exclusive. Might be wrong. Love that. I'd love to add that to my collection. Amazing stuff. And then just on the edge here, got some GameCube. And then just on the edge here, we've got some Dreamcast. And then there's also some Japanese games down here. We've got Saturn and some other bits as well. Oh. Okay, so then if I make my way over to the sort of like seating and gaming area, if I just move on these chairs out of the way, we've also got, of course, more Switch games. There's Switch games everywhere in this house. We've also got some PS3. That's a nice one. I think that must be NTSC. I don't think I've seen that one. Nice. Everywhere you look, there's just amazing games in fantastic condition, some of which I've never seen before. Right, there's also, outside of the main games room, some more of the extensive PlayStation 4 collection. So I just wanted to quickly interject and show you guys. Dave's going for a full horror set on the PS4, so a lot of these, as you'll be seeing, are horror games. Not the best lighting in here, but I hope you can see some of these games. Okay, back to the room. Okay, so that's pretty much the gaming library in here. However, the most valuable part of his collection, and probably the rarest, is this. So this is a Nintendo, or Super Nintendo, Starwing Challenge Day poster. It was in store in 1993. Dave actually went in store and begged them for this. He said he had to beg and beg, and eventually they let him have it, and he's recently got it framed. I think he said he's only ever come across one of these elsewhere. What an amazing piece to have. The original 1993 Super Nintendo Starwing Challenge Day poster. I think he said the one that he'd seen before sold for about £500. These are original Famicom prints as well. And then these are more modern reproductions, but he said that these were done by a company that prints them in the old way, so you still get that kind of aesthetic, and it just looks fantastic, I think, against that, what would you describe it as, potentially teal backdrop. It's fantastic Japanese art and box art. And then there's something in here which I want to implement into my room. So this is like an LCD TV that he said he found cheap, and you can get these brackets apparently. He said he got them on Amazon, and then you can just put it into Tate mode. And he says he plays a lot of his Nintendo Switch shmups on here. Fantastic. And then you can see he's got some consoles set up currently. And then if we move this speaker, just to give you an idea, I've realised already in my short time in Dave's house that behind every door there is games. Yep. No different here. Just an overflow. You know, you just got things like this, just chilling out, look. Not made it into the collection room. Awesome stuff, man. Kid Icarus down there. I could spend days in this house. I've never seen this one before. I'm going for all the big box Wii things. Never come across that. This is all double stacked as well, by the way. Wow. Crazy. And we've got more boxed peripherals up there. And then let's see what's up here, shall we? More boxes. And then that's some serious organisation, right? All the peripherals and wires and stuff have been put onto these like trays which can pull out. Love that. What a fantastically curated room. Wow, I could literally chill in here all afternoon long. Look at that for a backdrop. What a place to play video games, right? What an amazing space Dave's managed to create here. But this is just the room. There's a lot of overflow we're going to go take a look at now, and apparently he's got quite a few bits for sale as well. You'll notice that there's sections missing. There's not much Super Nintendo, Mega Drive, that kind of retro. The things I love, I think a lot of that might be for sale. So let's go see what damage we can do. Okay, so we've discovered more stuff, more amazing stuff, more boxes of fantastic retro video games which are potentially for sale. This is getting dangerous. Okay, what's behind this box? Just a few Master System games. a lot of Master System games. Wow, should have bought a bigger car. I don't even know where to begin. Wow, all in nice condition as well, as you would expect. Some amazing pieces in here. Skyblazer, I added that recently. Great game, Skyblazer. Not the longest of games, but a good game. And then what we got here? Just Kirby's Dream Course. Added that. Looks like that Nintendo seal. Tales of Time. Amazing, amazing stuff. There's not many in here that I need. I don't think I own that one. I think that's about it. Then we've got some Mega Drive. Game Boy. Love seeing Game Boy. Cardboard. Slam Masters, great game. Lucky enough to have it on the Super Nintendo. One of my favourites. Alien Soldier, that's what I need. Gunstar Heroes, what I need. Wow, that could be here a while. Oh man, I wish that was still £20. This is the thing, guys, buy it at the time. I don't know what this game's going for now, but it's not cheap. I don't think I've ever seen that. That's awesome. Okay, so Dave's got these promo cards. Apparently very, very rare. So if you see this, will Style get the girl? Or play like one? Now, it was a different time back then, but still, I think Nintendo thought that was probably a little bit inappropriate, shall we say, to have that as the lead slogan. So apparently this was all pulled, but apparently that was going to be the original tagline for the promotion of Ocarina of Time. And he's got a pack of these promo cards with that written on it. I've never seen these before. Interesting. Okay, so I think about 3 cups of tea and a couple of hours tough negotiation later, I have got a bag full of fantastic retro video games. Let's get back to the 3.0 and take a look. Okay, back in the 3.0, and firstly I want to give a massive shout out to Dave. I think we can all agree it was a fantastic games room, and yeah, just honoured that he let me come in and film for you guys. A very private individual, didn't want to be on camera or anything, so yeah, really did feel honoured to be allowed to experience his fantastic game room. And what doesn't come across on camera is like the sort of feeling, the ambience that games rooms gives you, right? And it was a real sort of nice chilled vibe in there. And I think the sign of any good games room is when you come away and your own sort of like creative juices start flowing. You start to pick ideas from other people's games rooms and collections and think, yeah, I want to implement that into my own. And there was definitely a few things I saw in Dave's games room that I would love to implement here in the 3.0. So yeah, we'll get to that in due course. But as you've seen, Dave's collection was vast. It was a lot more than just the games room itself. There was only certain consoles that he had on display, and actually I asked him off camera, I said to him, why don't you have a lot of retro displays? Super Nintendo, Mega Drive, Master System, etc, etc. And you know, he's very much a games player, and he basically says I don't really play those systems. I've basically got my games room full of the games that I play for the systems which I play the most, and I respect that. But what I did mean was that there was an opportunity for me to buy some goods. So after we went through Dave's vast collection, and it wasn't just video games, he had a lot of like hip hop CDs, which I appreciated, and his whole house was sort of full of like weird and wonderful items and promotional pieces and just that stuff I love, right? He's very much a charity shop and car boot hunter, and he's found some fantastic stuff over the years. He's been doing this for a long, long time, and it was great to see. So once again, massive shout out to Dave. But as I say, I was able to come away with some fantastic games. We'll get to my pickups shortly, but
had to hook up my boy Kev, right, while I was there. Kev's on a bit of a... I don't know if he's openly or outwardly going for a full Mega Drive set, but I think we pretty much know at this point, right? Kev's going for a full set of everything that he collects, so I was able to hook him up with some real nice Mega Drive games. I've put these in order of price ascending, so we're going to start with the cheaper ones. I think he picked up 9 in total, so we have got Jack Nicklaus Power Challenge, and it goes without saying these are all sort of like nice condition, complete, as was pretty much everything that Dave owns. And then we've got Marble Madness, Fatal Labyrinth, which is one I've never even seen before, don't know much about this game. Kid Chameleon, with probably the most 90s cover art ever, right? Imagine thinking that was the height of cool a few years ago. Side Pocket, which is surprisingly expensive for what, pool game? Was it snooker? Yeah, pool game. And then we get on to the good stuff, fantastic game. Zero Wing, really good shmup. And then we've got The Haunting. Again, look at that box art, man. Yeah, it's just throwback, isn't it? And then the real heavier hitters, we have got Shining Force 2. The Shining Force series being one of the best series of RPGs on the Mega Drive. Nice blue spine, that one, Shining Force 2. And then the last pickup is the OG, the original Shining Force. So really happy to be able to boost Kev's Mega Drive collection. Not that he's currently got anywhere to put it. Speaking of Kev and his games room, I am going to go and check out how that progress is coming with his games room build. So I'm going to be going there on, maybe not next week, the week after's vlog. So we'll be coming to the channel very, very soon, because I know that, yeah, things are happening very quickly with his games room build. And there was one other game that I'm so happy I was able to get for him. If you've been in and around Kev at any sort of game fairs or video game shops over the last few months, you'll know there's one game very firmly at the top of his want list. He asks everybody if they've got it, and nobody's had it up until now. And Dave was very much set on selling the games that he had outside of the games room. But this was in his games room. I did question him on it. He had no real attachment to it. And thankfully, he was able to sell this to me, so I was able to pass it on to Kev. And that is Wii U's Teslagrad. This has become a very rare, very hard to find game on the Wii U, and I believe this is the last one, or maybe there's just one left now, for Kev to complete his full power Wii U set. Teslagrad is a 2013 puzzle platformer developed by Rain Games, and like I say, just one of them games that's very uncommon on the system. It's only £8 on the PS4, but in terms of how much it costs on the Wii U, I mean, you can pretty much write your own price at this point. I think it's like £65 or something at CEX, but it's never in stock. When it is in stock, it doesn't get sent out. I'm assuming it's a reprinted cover in their system somewhere. So yeah, really happy that I was able to help Kev find this one and tick it off his list. Also, because as you'll have noticed, Dave's version was sealed. Nintendo seal. Kev has got no interest in having a sealed copy. I've actually already played Teslagrad, so I'm going to keep this sealed one, and I'm going to pass my copy on to Kev. So yeah, it worked out like quite well for myself as well, that I've now got a nice sealed copy of Teslagrad to add to my Wii U set. Right, okay, so with all that said and done, let's look at what I picked up. So I'll start with a couple of gifts. Dave was very generous. He gave me a couple of bits. He passed me on a hip hop CD. We've got something from Guru of Gangstar. And if you saw in the video, I was talking about that sort of promotional card that was part of the N64 Ocarina of Time with that strange slogan. And he had a couple of others. He had these Legend of Zelda Wind Waker ones, and he sent one for myself and one for Kev. So these are like postcards that would have been released at the time of Wind Waker on the GameCube, so that's very cool. And during the negotiation for all this stuff, there was one game I asked him about, and he said, "Oh, I'll just have it." And that is Metal Slug 5. I think I have Metal Slug 3 now and Metal Slug 5, so you know what that means. I'm inevitably now on the hunt for Metal Slug 4 to complete the Metal Slug PS2 collection. But yeah, very kind of you, much appreciated, my friend. And now we move on to the items that I purchased. So the first one, and it's all retro, that's the beauty of this, right? It's all retro goodness. The first one that I picked up was for the Mega Drive, and that was Batman. I mean, just look at that cover art. That just like is so nostalgic to me, and it almost reminds me of those Batman serials. I have this weird memory of having them Batman serials as a kid. You know, sometimes you don't know if you've like made up these memories in your own mind. But I swear I had those Batman serials. But anyway, yeah, picked up the Mega Drive version of Batman. So this is a 1992 Sunsoft beat-em-up, inspired by the 1989 Tim Burton directed movie. It's very faithful to the plot of that movie, and it features, as well as your standard platforming, also like vehicle-based levels. And yeah, I'm pretty sure I had this one as a kid. I definitely remember playing it. As a child, we had a Mega Drive alongside the Super Nintendo, but I think a lot of games were rented. I think like this was the system that I rented games for the most. And I'm pretty sure at some point we had a weekend with Batman. So yeah, I'm looking forward to putting this one on and seeing if that wave of nostalgia hits me, and I'll know for a fact then that I did actually play this as a kid. The reviews are quite mixed on this one. I think because it's quite short and also it's apparently quite easy. It got kind of mixed reviews, but yeah, I'm not in games for a long time. I'm in for a fun time these days, right? So yeah, just a real nice addition, and one that's become not rare, not uncommon, but getting somewhat expensive. To find this game complete now, it's gone up quite a lot in price looking at eBay sold listings. So yeah, just a fantastic addition. And like I say, that box art, man, it just triggers memories of yesteryear. And that takes me to Nintendo Cardboard. So I've got a couple more pieces here, which I'm very happy to have added to my collection. You saw in the footage that there was quite a lot of Super Nintendo games and some real nice SNES games as well. But such is where I'm at with my hunt for a full set that I had every single one of the Super Nintendo games that Dave had, except for one. And the problem was, whilst Dave was very generous and we did some very fair pricing, he wasn't going to give this stuff away, right? This is stuff that he's loved and cherished and curated over the years, and fair play to him for that. So he was looking at eBay sold listings, and there was one eBay sold listing of this game, and it was ridiculous, like 300 and something pounds. CX have got it listed for like 35, 40, but obviously it's never in stock, never mind complete. We just did not know how to price it. I don't know how that, maybe that was an anomaly on the eBay sold listings. Maybe it is uncommon to find the box. I don't know. It's just one of them real, I think it's one of them that is uncommon but not particularly expensive. And I reckon maybe someone just wanted it for their collection that was impatient or whatever and just bought the buy it now one. But anyway, we did agree a price eventually on this. And I'm very happy to have added the one game that I needed to my Super Nintendo collection, and that is Dirt Racer. This was actually a European exclusive, and it was developed by a British studio by the name of Motive Time. This was released in 1995, and one of very few Super Nintendo games to actually utilise the Super FX chip to enhance the 3D graphics, which, as you've probably seen on screen now, have not aged very well at all. By all accounts, this is not a very good game. Yeah, it's probably not one I'm going to be in a rush to play, but such as my pursuit of the full PAL Super Nintendo set intensifies, finding games like this that I've never seen before complete, I'm absolutely delighted with it. So yeah, really happy to add Dirt Racer, and if you do have any experience playing this game, make sure you let me know in the comment section. But yeah, Dirt Racer, another one towards very fast getting to halfway. I think I'm only like 2 or 3 games away now. I've not done a count for a while, but very close to being halfway to the full PAL set, which I'm delighted about. And then that takes me to what is my favourite purchase of the day. A game which I knew I had to leave with as soon as I saw it, because we all have those games we're actively pursuing. We all have those games that we have eBay safe searches for, and for whatever reason we just don't come across them or they're too expensive. So when I saw this, I thought, yeah, and I knew I had to have it. And it's a Game Boy game. Not very often I add Game Boy games. I'm really happy with my Game Boy display. It's perfect for me in terms of where it is. I don't really want to be adding too many more to it. So by adding this, I'll probably take one away that I care less about. But that game is R-Type 2. Originally a 1989 arcade game, it was ported to the Game Boy in 1993. Obviously a lot of graphical reductions, and also it only has 5 levels now. The full version of this arcade game wasn't actually released on home consoles until 1998 R-Types, which I recently purchased, but I've never sat down and played through a shmup from start to finish on the Game Boy. Now I play my Game Boy via the Super Game Boy cartridge, so I'm just really excited about it, but I don't know what it is, man. There's something about shmups, there's something about that box art. And yeah, I just really wanted to own this on the Game Boy, and I have done for quite some time. And to find this in nice condition, complete, for a good price, yeah, it's something that doesn't happen very often. So massive shout out to Dave. So yeah, absolutely delighted to add that and everything else to my collection. And let me know via the like button if you enjoy watching game room tours. I mean, who doesn't? I absolutely love watching other people's game rooms, and I've actually been fortunate enough to film a very special one in the last few days, which will be on the channel next Wednesday. And I'm in negotiations to go and film at another game room tour in the near future. So keep it locked to the channel if you like all things game room tours. But as always, play your games, keep it retro. I'll see you in a bit. Take care.
You're watching the Retro Ghetto.
Ghetto.
Ghetto!
Yeah.
Lock into the retro ghetto. Come